him, yeah. Oh, yeah, tell that story. And what's up with this?
Oh, this girl who was like, I don't know. He's really dumb, and she, like, isn't dumb. I was very surprised when I found out
That they went out?
That they went out, yeah. But she came to a mic one time. She never goes to mic because she mostly just sings and does poetry. And, like, she brought some dude, and Castile, like, got in the dude's face. And the guy was like, dude, will you leave me and my girlfriend alone, please? And then, like, I remember, like, probably a month or two ago, somebody posted some picture of some crazy woman, and he tagged this dude, and he says, "Your junkie bitch girlfriend." And the dude he tagged was obviously her.
So he's a stalker.
Yeah, he's also unstable.
And we're gonna watch his stand-up.
Let's do. I gotta re-online.
It's an 8-minute clip.
This episode of Endtimes Support Group is brought to you by Fago L'Orange. That is Fago L'Orange. Taste the beast. Okay, here we go. Right. If you want to see it, you can post the thing. It also just says my set, Jokesters Comedy Club.
Oh yeah, I'll post the link.
Yeah, get them some views.
Yeah.
Right on. Oh man, I wish I was one of.
First, Jokesters is a comedy club that you get spots on if you take a class for the guy that. Okay, so
he did not. I don't think he took a class.
That's why. Oh, really? Okay.
I hope not. This is a horrible ad for it.
I mean, dude, like, it's a stand-up comedy class. It never works out well for people. They're all scams.
All
like,
right.
he's basically just bribing these people for time more than anything. Because, like, at least they can say they're doing a set at a club.
Bad investment. I would have waited.
Because when I first started, this kid came to the mic, the only mic I did when I first started, and he would be like, be at, like, this Jokesters or whatever on Saturday, and I was like, how the fuck did this kid get a spot at a club? Because he's hack. and then somebody was like, no, you get spots if you take a class there.
You know what? He must have taken a class and it just didn't take.
That's my guess. This is also very early on, which would also has something to do with it.
All right.
One of those comedians who would immediately come out on stage and just start, like, ego feeding the ladies. I'm just like, ladies, oh, you look so good tonight, ladies. Man, take notice of how good your ladies look. All the men in here looking at me just like, oh, man, this guy's gonna fucking make us play along with this shit.
All right, so starting off unlikable.
Okay, like, I think this is kind of like meta humor, right? Because, like, he's doing, like, a joke about joke, but, like, it's, like, observational humor at the same time, except there's, like, no humor, so it's just, like, observational.
It's just him literally being like, hey, some comedians do this, and I wanted to do that.
And then everyone's like, yeah, so I've noticed that too.
Yeah, if anything, but some people would also take it as, is he just shitting on other comedians? Why?
I think his ambition is to be
because it kind
like,
of seems like he's shitting on what I would say.
We said I wish I was like that.
Older urban comedians.
Ah.
I think that's, or at least what he's implying, kind of who he's jabbing at.
Does it get louder?
Yeah, he's right.
I don't know. There's not a stool.
So. Like, he's good. I like him.
He wishes people thought he was good.
No, man, I love it here, man. I love it. Las Vegas, man. I'm having a good. I love having a good time.
He's so uncomfortable.
Whatever you do, don't pay attention to anything I'm saying, because I'm high as fuck.
He has imposter syndrome.
Okay.
He always does. He does that all the time. Is I'm high as fuck.
It's usually the same line of, man, you don't know how high you are until you get up here. And it's just like, then stop smoking weed before you go on stage, you fucking retard.
Yeah, like, dude. Like, you probably smoke weed with like three other dudes who didn't mention it.
Yeah, like if smoking before you get on stage makes you fuck up, then just don't. Or you know what I mean?
Main thing here,
don't use it as some sort of crutch in case you mix up words or some bullshit.
Oh, I'm stoned. And if you don't believe that I smoke weed, I have a fucking marijuana leaf tattooed on my arm.
It's not a leaf, it's the chemical compound.
He wrote really?
Yeah, it's the chemical compound of THC.
That's even worse.
It's very bad.
Jamming out to songs you have no business identifying with, right? Like I was on the ride over here, and I was just like, started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team's coming. And then reality just like slapped me in the face. I was like, dude, you're driving a 99 Lumina.
Okay. This is the premise of the song Royals.
Well, the funny thing is there's started from the bottom, now I'm here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team's fucking here. That's a real song.
Yeah, it's a Drake song.
Yeah, it just has it doesn't have that flow to it. And,
yeah.
And he says the whole, like, started from the bottom, now I'm coming. But I tagged up that joke really hard one time whenever I was hosting at a mic.
Oh, you heard him do this?
Yeah, he's done this shit very often. You could probably it's probably still a go-to. But he did it at a mic I was hosting. I don't remember. I don't think it was Noreen's. But he got off stage, and I tagged it up so hard and told him he could use it. Never did. But he said his car's on E. And I'm like, what's car ecstasy made out of?
Yeah, I was going to say that same thing.
And he was like, could I please use that? I was like, go for it. And then he never did. And I was like, this motherfucker doesn't want to tag up his goddamn jokes.
Well, he's an original.
Because that thing popped. And, like, that thing got a fucking pop. I was like, you're a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah, but if I was going to do that song.
A quick tag, take it.
I never did a bit about that song.
Don't let somebody write an entire punchline for you, but a quick tag.
Well, he doesn't have any punchlines.
Here's the thing.
That's the point. Like the Lord's. That's the premise of that song by Lord, that Royals song, and that song has a point.
That's actually a banger.
It's a very well crafted song with a fucking actual point.
It slaps. It has a very good hook and chorus.
I might have did something about the song.
Super simplistic, but very good.
At one point, I may have done something about the song and then just threw it away because it was just like, some nights you just fuck around. You don't keep anything. And like I think my go-to was like he started from the bottom of like the entertainment industry because like he was in Degrassi Junior. He was at a junior high school.
In a wheelchair. Yeah,
in a wheelchair on a Canadian television show. Like he didn't start at the top like those Beverly Hills 90210 kids. He climbed all the way from the bottom of television.
He didn't do coke until he got into music. Those 90210 kids did cokes at the auditions, bro.
Yo, God, the Gossip Girl kids.
Reads, they were fucking...
Blake Lively lived
Gossip Girl, dude. That show, randomly, not that bad.
I love that show.
One dude, Chuck...
Yeah, Chuck Bass.
Chuck Bass is the shit, dude. There's one episode, they're like... I think he's, like, trying to get with a girl, and she's just like, why should I even do that? And
he's goes... like, I'm Chuck Bass.
Yeah, he just goes, because I'm Chuck Bass.
And they had to make him a good guy because he was like the only interesting character.
They ended up making him a good guy?
They slowly made him, they had him, he attempted a date rape in the first episode.
Yeah, I know.
And by the end of the episode, like you're rooting for him to like, he's like the mystery guy. Like,
I guess. I think they've.
He was the Luke Perry of the show.
The whole time I watched the show, they kind of painted him as a scumbag.
Yeah, but it was like this. They wanted him to be like the scumbag.
Oh yeah, definitely. He was my favorite character of the show.
He was everybody. Yeah, he was like the Luke Perry of the show. He stole the show.
He was the shit, dude.
That always happens in these shows. Like,
who was that actor? Has he even done anything else?
He's like some Ed something or other. He's a British guy. A lot of those guys don't really work or anything. But they start at the top, dude. They started at the top, and like Drake, man, fucking 14-year-old girls wouldn't even talk to him back then.
Yeah, they didn't even know if his wiener worked.
They're like, I'm not really in a wheelchair. It's like, I can't be with somebody who's disabled, and he's like standing. He's like, but I'm not really just a show.
Actor? What if Drake was like even as a kid was like a staunch method actor?
Oh yeah.
And fucking like every season while they were shooting Degrassi, he didn't get out of that fucking wheelchair except for like use the bathroom, and that was it. Like everything else he did in the wheelchair.
I'm a method actor. I have a catheter.
Oh fuck. I've had a catheter. It's not worth it.
Oh.
You were still at the bottom. Nothing has changed. Oh man!
Now you're killing it every day at 6 a.m.
I want to tell you guys a little story.
Another thing
I used to have a beard, right? So like if you look at old.
Another thing I've always loved is whenever his best segue is, "Oh man," and then he just goes, and then that's it. I love that.
He is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, no. I like just being silent for a few
seconds. And a lot of people
seconds.
come up and tell me all the time. They're like, "Why'd you shave the beard? Why'd you shave the beard, man? What happened to the beard?" I'm gonna tell you guys.
I can see your stupid face now.
Right now. I wanted to get laid.
This is kind of a weird joke. It might actually be sort of good.
They say chicks dig dudes with beards. That's all horseshit.
I mean, I know he likes beards.
The only chicks that dig dudes with beards
Nailed it.
are other dudes with beards. That's it.
This is just for fun. No hard feelings. He has hard feelings because he thinks you're a fascist.
My lips rough, man. Can't deal with that.
Hey, there's a theme in going through this, dude.
I love this too because he goes, "I did a show this past week, and it's a mic." And I love when people do that shit.
Oh,
when they refer to a mic and say they tell a story of something that happened at a mic, and they're like, "So I was doing the show."
Yeah.
It's just like, dude, it's like, I guess it's a good thing because it adds stakes, so it can make it seem more like serious in a way, but it's still funny to me.
Dude, I will be referring to myself as an open micer until I hit, say, 50 grand in a year.
Dude, well, like, if I ever did a special, because when we first started, me and Hugo were just like, we just want to do fives, dude. Fives forever. And like tens top. And like, I realized one day watching a Tell's Roadwork special that's kind of, I mean, it's not like what he did. Mm-hmm. He didn't just do 5-minute sets, but it's like 5-minute cuts from him doing clubs around the country. Yeah. So it's kind of the same premise. Yeah. And I was just like, I love David Tell.
Dude, I literally genius. when I do in Chicago, I do like when I like three. What I do 3, maybe 4, like 20-minute things, and like 20 to 25 minutes, and those were literally, my set list was literally broke into 5-minute chunks, because everything is written.
That's what you got to do.
Because you just wrote it and you memorized it and you rehearsed it in 5-minute chunks, so you just have that one, 5, you know.
Yeah. Well, I kind of just have a list of jokes.
There's a running theme here that's completely unintentional of him being gay. You would think, but he's not honest enough. But this is the first one. This is the first joke where he basically says he's gay. Now, me personally, I would only have like, I'm hacky enough to do like maybe I'm gay bit, you know, but I would do like one. But if I were doing like a
and
bunch,
like you're gay for midgets and pussies dressed like ninjas. It's a very creative gay bit.
I would be. This is why self-awareness is important. And I would be like, maybe I'm gay like through the whole set, and then I would end the set with me sucking a guy's dick as the closer.
That would be a fucking. If you did,
that'd be the greatest special
just
ever.
20 minutes of fucking.
Maybe
gay
I'm
jokes.
gay. Maybe I'm not.
Totally
homophobic.
Yeah, and then just a dude comes out. And suck his dick.
That would be awesome if you wrote a whole 20-minute like totally homophobic set, and then you go, all right, now the receipt.
Dude just walks out. Fluffed, and you just get down there and go, dude.
I earn those jokes.
That's a fucking...
Dude, I earn those jokes.
That's like an art project.
Massively homophobic, but I suck the guy's cock.
It's just
That's gotta stand for something.
Yeah, it's like he comes, you swallow, and you're like, so we're cool, right? End of special.
Woke, motherfuckers.
Yeah. We're even. I swallowed enough of a load. I sucked a dick for 20 minutes to do 20 minutes of gay jokes. Okay, guys.
God, those black jokes are really going to hurt.
God damn. Oh, wow.
A gay club. And I didn't know it was a gay club. I just, a lot of times I just
I think he's talking about Hamburger Mary's, and there's no way you don't know that's a gay club.
And it's full on Studio 54 when I walk in.
There's like a bunch of locations of Hamburger Mary's.
It's a franchise.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
This like shirtless, like big bear man walking around handing out shots. I'm like, whoa, what am I doing here?
It's nothing like this. I've done this show that he's talking about.
Drag show.
It's a talent show.
Bring up a drag queen. She does 10 minutes of like Aretha Franklin, Diana Ross, like ensemble. There's like midgets, like she's changing outfits. It's beautiful.
Very nice staff. No fisting, none of that.
Right? He does 10 minutes of comedy. They get all they continue so on and so forth. So I did my thing, right? I get off stage. I hadn't done this kind of show before, so I go up to the host. I was like, hey man, what did you think? How do you think I did? And he looked at me and said, man, you did really great. And I'll tell you what, next time I'll let you perform as a comedian. So that.
All right.
Now, hold on. He tags this by saying, yeah, because I got long hair. Because he wants the audience to know that the guy meant that he thought he was a drag queen. He didn't mean to say that you were so bad at comedy that people just thought you were talking.
I didn't get that. Honestly, maybe until I watched this when you sent it to me. Yeah. I was like, oh, shit. I thought the guy was just talking shit. I thought, like, he just stole a really good line from the guy that runs Hamburger Mary's and just got him with a burn.
Yeah, the guy just dissed him. And
then I guess he was wearing women's clothes. And, I mean, I don't know why he didn't. If the guy didn't know he was doing comedy, I mean, he had to lip sync. I'm mad that I never did Hamburger Mary's.
Hamburger Mary's is great. The hamburgers are good.
Dude, in lockdown, I have so much Rupaul Drag Race.
That should be the first thing you say.
I've watched a retarded amount of that show because of Liz, and I think
they'd love that.
Oh, I think it's fucking hilarious.
I think if you had just all drag fucking queen material, and they're like, dude, all I did during COVID.
It is catty, dude. Like, some of the shit.
When you say that, they'll be like, yeah.
Oh, dude, I know. I laughed super hard the other night. The most offended I've ever seen one of them get at something another one said was they were, like, doing, like, they were actually singing for this thing. It wasn't, like, a lip sync. And they were on, like, groups of two. And one girl was, like, when she's going, ah, like that. And she turns around and she goes, listen, you're doing too much, Christina. Don't. And, like, and this girl's fucking face was just like, and, like, it just went from, like, oh, my God, I fucking died laughing.
I know what that means, too.
Oh, yeah, Christina Aguilera. Like,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. That's why it was.
They're indecipherable.
Exactly, but it was so funny how mad that she got. Like, it was, oh, my God. It made me so happy. And I'm learning all kinds of terms that I never verse.
Yeah, what's
that?
You know
what a verse? That's a person that's down with both, top and bottom. That's a verse. That's the term for that.
Top and bottom?
Yeah. Like
that's called
a gay dude that's down.
Oh, in kink they call it switch.
Yeah, that's the nice way they say it on. And also they have kind of offensive shit on there to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That would be like every episode when they get a challenge, the screen goes, boo woo, you got she-mail. I'm not even fucking kidding. Like, Does
it do it in that voice?
Yes. It goes, you got she-mail. And then RuPaul pops on the screen and tells them what their, like, whole theme and bullshit like that is that week. It's so fucking funny.
Wow.
Dude, that show is, like, 90% comedy. Like,
I'll watch
the people that win it are the funniest at all times. There is a season where the winner was a stand-up comedian.
That's awesome.
They usually have a stand-up competition, like, challenge, and then it just ends up being them all roasting each other because fuck writing jokes.
Hey, man, I got the long hair for a reason, right?
There it is.
And I gotta be careful. You know, I have to be careful at these gay clubs, right? These gay parties, because like I don't know about you, but I'm the kind of guy.
I might want to suck a dick.
Man, like the longer I hang out at these gay clubs, like the gayer I get. Like I don't know why.
Second,
I don't know why that is. Like at first,
I don't count the drag thing as gay.
Hanging out, you get a couple of wines in me, just a little tequila, and suddenly I'm just like
I'm gargling balls.
Just hanging out, like singing Diana Ross myself. And thunder.
That's not Diana Ross.
The way you make me feel is exciting.
It's frightening. It's Knock on Wood. That's not Diana Ross.
That's a completely different era of music, is it not? Like,
I don't. Yeah, well, he also made a Studio 54 reference. Is he like fucking like 60 or something? It's possible.
He's just like.
Dude, why? His references are really old, dude, and that's me coming from me. I got a Miami Vice bit.
Whenever, I mean, the first way he said thunder kind of sounds like a song by a band. Fuck, what's it called? What's the band called? It's a real...
Thunder, AC/DC?
It's like, no, it's like thunder.
Isn't that AC/DC?
Thunder, dum, lightning in the thunder. It's like a very...
Oh, that song. Is that Imagine Dragons or something like that? God,
yeah,
that's
what
bad.
I thought. That's what I thought he was doing.
No, he's doing Knock on Wood.
I
actually watched that clip the other day.
I was just like, I mean, when people say that band is gay, that's not what they mean.
No, I told a friend of mine, right? I saw a friend, I was like, hey man, I did this comedy show at this gay club, it was a lot of fun. And you know, I'm from Texas, so he's kind of backwoodsy, right? He goes, well, what's going on, man? You're telling me you turned gay? I was like, what? Like turned gay? They're not vampires.
Okay, I don't want to be fucking petty, but he just said...
They're born that way.
The more gay clubs he goes to, the gayer he gets.
And then he says,
so I mean, this is how easy. This is why this guy doesn't debate.
Oh yeah, and he tried to put that thing about the what's it? It was like some source being hypocritical because they had a thing about like COVID transmission.
Oh yeah,
and then another one that was like, oh, actually it's different findings, and they were like 3 weeks apart. And it was just like, yeah, that's how, science works. You discover stuff, and they're like, oh, new stuff, like, that's 3 weeks. That's a lot of time.
And then he just responded with a GIF.
Yeah, and it was just like, yeah,
he's like, I'll kill you.
They're hypocrites, and it's just like, what?
I'll kill you.
No, that wasn't enough.
He's like, fuck you, Gabe. Your comedy career's done.
Like my friend, he's like walked past me, and I'm just like, he bit me on the
shoulder. He doesn't have
friends.
friends.
Like, hey Rupaul, why'd you bite me? He's like, you're ours now, bitch.
Okay, he's talking about gay vampires. By the way, that's called Interview with a Vampire. He's like taking premises from other shit and turning them into bits.
Really? That's the premise of Interview with a Vampire?
Well, I mean, it's pretty. I mean, they don't.
I've never seen that movie.
See
I've always wanted to.
Well, yeah, there's a scene where Tom Cruise.
Is it kind of like a parallel, more or less? Like it's not direct. Like, hey, these vampires are turning people gay.
Well, Tom Cruise in one scene when he first meets Brad Pitt is he's like, "I want to suck your cock."
Right. I mean, vampires have always been kind of gay.
They're kind of boyfriend and girlfriend. They're kind of boyfriend and boyfriend.
Other than Blade, vampires have always been gay.
They adopt a fucking kid. He kills Tom Cruise, or Tom Cruise dies. I can't remember. And then he hooks up with Antonio Banderas. Yeah, it's like the 90s, but it's pretty much understood that these vampires are gay.
And dude, now they have 2 ways of transmitting AIDS.
Well, dude, there's a metaphor for that too in it too. Like if a vampire eats like a dead person's blood, then they like start getting old and
they can only
it's like bad. It's like AIDS.
Blood.
Yeah, it's like it's sucking on AIDS.
That was basically that whole movie. It Follows was just like there's just like people would get followed by this creepy thing when they would after they'd have sex. Or some shit.
Pregnancy?
I never saw it. I think it was more related
it's not
to STDs.
Following you. It's a fetus. It's still attached to your body.
You're no, I think it was STDs. But
it's like, oh, I already feel it.
Keep trying.
Oh, man. No, I'm so silly sometimes, man. I love this stuff.
I love that. I love it when somebody says that. I'm so weird.
Aren't I? I was driving down the road, right?
Aren't I?
And I'm coming up to the four-way stop.
I look at things differently.
He's got a sign that says, "My son is too cute to die from cancer." It was heartbreaking. So I gave him a couple bucks, and I kept driving. And I thought about it, and I was like, well, he kind of worded that like there are kids that are ugly enough to die from cancer. Like if that's the way we do.
They're called autistics. I'm just kidding.
Dude, I was thinking about that after I heard this bit, and I was like, how I would
honestly,
do it.
this
like,
really isn't that bad of a.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, it really
it's a good idea, but I would do it.
idea.
But I mean, like, you kind of gotta lean into something like that. You gotta be like the kid dies,
No,
like the ugly kid dies of cancer.
I think.
Okay, so like the ugly kid has terminal cancer, and the doctor is trying to assure the parents, and like, don't worry, no one was ever gonna fuck her anyways.
That's.
Hey, my neighbor has
different direction. I probably would have just made it shorter and then moved on and then done the I'm silly.
My neighbor has a bumper sticker on their car that says "My cat is a Republican," and it got me so angry that I snuck over one night and gave their cat an abortion.
Dude, all cats are lib. Everyone knows that.
Do it like when I was like, and I be going because I'm a fucked up dude, right? You know, I'm kind of twisted. I saw this.
Yeah,
in my head,
you
right?
told us.
So
I thought
see this,
you're silly and
cute little girl
twisted.
running up to
Thanks
the
for letting
doctor.
us know.
It's like, oh, right over here, Cadence. This is what we'll be doing your chemotherapy. And then, like, another kid, no, less favorable child, like, runs up, and the doctor's like, hold on, little buddy.
Yeah, I gotta post the link here so you can see the body language.
I don't know what the fuck's in that room. I don't even want to know. We're just gonna keep that like that. No, I don't know. Has anyone seen that movie Ant-Man? Anyone check out that movie? Anybody? I was a little disappointed. I thought it was gonna be about a cross-dressing uncle.
No, that's Aunt Man.
Another one.
You're thinking of Aunt Man.
Another one, though, I will say, not that bad.
It's not bad.
But another thing I will say, Ant-Man also was pretty decent. It's the first and last superhero movie I've seen, like, for, like, probably 8 years in between, if not more. And, it's really funny. It's a funny movie. Like, the action's decent. Like, the whole... It wasn't bad. I got it for Christmas for some reason.
I thought it was okay.
And so
it's got Michael Douglas, right?
Yeah,
Michael Douglas and...
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah.
And, what's that dude's name? Is also in it. The guy that does at the cinema, I think. No, it's not that guy.
Heidegger?
No, it's... Is it that dude that...
Eric Wareheim?
No, Heidecker's friend on...
Neil Hamburger?
Yeah, I think Neil Hamburger might be in it.
Neil Hamburger might be in it.
I think he might be one of his friends.
I think Aunt Man's a good name for like a porn parody. Like you're like Uncle Ted, but he turns into Aunt Man at night.
And they say that dolphins mate for life, right?
There it is, dolphin bit.
It's another dolphin. They stay together. They don't leave each other, right? I call bullshit.
Dolphins don't mate for life.
Because when I let go of that dolphin,
Dolphins
he
are
swam
sluts.
away awful quickly.
Yeah, they're the only other...
And then he stalked the dolphin for a year and then went to an open mic and tried to harass the dolphin's boyfriend. And
that is funny, yeah, because dolphins are the only other animals that enjoy, like, get pleasure from sex, other than, I guess, the natural, like, I'm putting, like, more things. And two, that's a bit about penguins that's been done hundreds of times.
Oh, really?
I've heard that bit done.
So he just changed the animal?
Yeah.
Because mammals, because dolphins don't mate for life.
Penguins do mate for life. That's like a real.
So that's way funnier. Penguins are way funnier to fuck.
Yeah, and more fuckable.
And that's also very confusing because there's most people that do dolphin bits are about how dolphins are sluts.
And Happy Feet was better than Flipper.
Never seen Flipper.
But you've seen Happy Feet?
I've never seen Happy
Feet. Okay, I was about to say, that's random. I've seen it because my little brother and sister loved the shit out of that movie when they were 3 years old.
I've seen March of the Dolphins. It was a really short movie because they just threw the dolphins onto ice and then filmed them.
I was not coming back. No, I got one more thing to share with you guys, and I gotta get the fuck out of here before they can find out I'm still up here.
That's imposter syndrome. By they he means the Marxists, and by Marxists he means the Jews.
By they he means all those fuckers in masks trying to bring him down. All right.
Something I've been telling a lot of people, right? No one's listening to me, so I'm just going to keep on saying it until I do, right?
It was Neil Hamburger.
I want to marry an Irish girl. Yeah,
oh.
I want to marry an Irish girl. Hear me out. I lose people on this one. Hear me out. I want to marry an Irish girl because I feel like Irish people and Mexican people are pretty much the same, right? Let's examine the evidence. People don't like us for the same reasons. People don't like Mexican people because we like to drink, we party a lot, and we can outwork everybody. People don't like Irish people because they drink a lot, they like to party, and they can outwork everybody. So we should just combine our powers, and with our Catholic roots, we'll outbreed
Your
everyone.
Catholic roots, wow.
We'll drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and drink and
Ew.
drink. Then we'll fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck. And then more drinks, more drinks, more drinks. More sex, more sex, more sex. And then suddenly...
Oh my fucking god.
Another thing, he has many a time shit on guitar comics, which I kind of get, but you can't do that bullshit.
That's so bad.
You can't
any kind of
bullshit.
racialist shit, like any. I mean, I don't know. Oh god, it's so played out. Like I do a bit like where it's a parody of that Dan Ninen joke where I go like, you know, he's got a joke that goes like, you know, I'm half Indian, half Japanese. I buy my sushi at 7-Elevens.
I mean, anybody that's mixed race has that fucking joke.
Yeah, so I do
half this, half that. So I do this stereotype.
Yeah.
It's honestly like.
So I do.
I'm surprised it's not at the point where everyone's just like, ugh.
Yeah, I do.
Because it is really played out.
I do. So I do.
You gotta. I think if people are gonna do that, they gotta get super weird with it.
I say.
Like, for a while, I was like, I'm mixed. I'm half white, half vanilla, and just stopped it at that.
Yeah. But mine's
Never
like
worked.
my mother's. My mother's is Irish, and I'm Irish, on my father's side. So I buy all my potatoes at liquor stores.
I was like, I'm half white, half vanilla, so like, shit is often too salty, and I really love the Container Store.
The world will be filled with...
And the most hack, which I'm surprised he didn't bring up, try to work in there, is credit score somehow.
Dude, if I was mixed, I'd do a bit like,
dude,
oh god, a credit score bit.
All the credit score, god, that shit.
I would do
is
like
so.
I would do like a joke like I'm half Japanese and half Indian, so which means I have very interesting cultures on either side of my family.
I'm half white, half vanilla, which means I shouldn't make jokes about other races.
Little Patty Rodriguez.
I'm half white and half white, so
Yes, and that's the
Juan O'Shaughnessy. There's not a lot of O'Shaughnessy's. This isn't Gangs of New York, dude.
The funny thing is, I was watching soccer, and there was a guy whose name was like Jose like O'Connor or some shit like that. And so it's kind of like the basic thing. That dude was probably half Hispanic.
I'm half Hispanic.
Irish. I mean, the half Hispanic part was probably like Portuguese or some shit like that. But
here's the main part. A lot of these are just premises that he's repeating, and then they don't actually turn into jokes.
Yeah, no, he doesn't know how to wrap anything up. That's why he just goes, I'm silly.
Or he just goes, he just goes like he's driving, and then he hears that song and started from the bottom, and then he's driving his car shit. He's like, wow, that's a bit.
You want to take a break?
Yeah, sure. Well, that was fun.
That was fun.
Jesus Christ.